welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video we're going to be doing the first of the 3 Christmas looks that we're going to be doing in December. Now I'm the type of person who loves Christmas, as you can tell by my Christmas pug sweater. If I could, I would listen to Christmas music all year round. I'd have my Christmas decorations up all year round. I love Christmas. I have 4 pairs of Christmas socks, multiple Christmas sweaters. I love Christmas. I've always loved Christmas. So I hope you enjoy these upcoming videos as well as this one, because Christmas makeup is one of my absolute favorites. Probably only beat out by fall makeup because I love warm toned makeup. Now the classic Christmas look is going to be more of a neutral eye, thick black eyeliner, and a bright red lipstick. So I'm going to be using this MAC lipstick today. And I just wanted something really bright. I'm using a liquid lipstick because we are wearing masks, so this will not transfer as much onto the mask. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to be using my little reindeer ears today to hold my hair back because, like I said, it's Christmas all the way. I've got my Christmas background again. It's my favorite ever. I'm so happy. I bought this little guy from IKEA and I love his little beard. Anyways, I'll stop petting him now. Okay, so we're going to start with the eyes, I guess. I just put my SPF on, so I'm going to give that some time to sink in. So we're going to start with the eyes first. So I'm going to be doing kind of a cool toned smoky eye, but I want it to be nice and crisp. So to start that off, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Shadow Insurance eye primer and just taking a little bit of that on my little fingies and run that all over. I'm also going to run that just a little bit on my lower lash line using this finger so we apply less pressure. And I'm just going to apply it to my lower lash line as well because we're going to be putting some eyeshadow down there. So for some unforeseeable reason, I don't have a cool toned eyeshadow palette. So I had to get some of my singles. Now you can recreate this look using any cool toned eyeshadow palettes. I'm using a lot of white tones and grays. So I had to use a couple of my Bare Mineral single loose shadows, which are not the easiest to work with. So any gray cool tone shadows will work for this look. So this Morphe 25B Bronze Mocha palette is the closest thing that I have to a cool tone palette, and it is fairly cool toned. It's just, it has a lot of purples and not a lot of grays, which is unfortunate for me today. But I am going to be going in with this lightest shade and this shade here. I'm just going to put this one for my transition and then deepen it up a little bit with this one after, closer to my crease. So I'm just dipping into that first shade with my Morphe M441 brush and blending it out. Again, I'm going to be a little bit messy over here because I'm going to clean it up with my micellar water after. And I'm just putting this on as like a light wash of color, just to give it something to blend into. It's not like a super bright color or anything. So after I have that first shade blended in, I'm going to go in with my Morphe R39 brush, which is more of a tapered kind of flat blending brush, and go in with this shade here, just a little bit of that, and then kind of try and deepen up the crease a little more. Again, I'm just going to tap back into that shade whenever I need more. No real rhyme or reason. And keeping it on the outer corner as well. I want to have it blended out here so when I clean it up, it'll still look seamless. Okay, so next, to deepen up the crease even more and the outer corner, I'm going to be going in with my Bare Minerals loose eyeshadow in the shade Velvet Charcoal. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of the pigment into the cap and then swirl my brush around in it. And for that, I'm going to be using my Morphe M321 brush. Loose pigments scare me, man. So I'm just swirling, getting it all in the bristles, and then tapping it off a little. And then again, I'm just going to put it on the outer V and blend it into the crease. And I'm just using this brush also to kind of create more of a line here, extending out towards the bottom of my eyebrow. And just going back in when I need more product to help deepen it up. Again, start with less and blend up to more because it's always easier to add. It's not so easy to take away. And I'm just bringing this darker gray color about a quarter of the way into my eyelid. So once I have that color there, I'm just going to go back in with my R39 brush and try and blend it back into the transition shade. Out of breath. Back into the transition shade. so once we have that done, I'm going to go in with my Subculture palette by Anastasia, and I'm just going to take this Mercury shade right here and deepen it up just a little bit more. And I'm just going to use the same M321 brush. I like to just kind of use patting motions. Now just to deepen up that outer corner a little bit more, I'm going to go in with the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill palette and take this black color. I know I'm using a bunch of different palettes and different shadows, but you don't need all these things. You can recreate it all using one palette. It's just I don't have one palette that has all these things in it because I'm a dum-dum and only buy warm toned palettes. So I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Professional Defining Eye Brush, and it's just kind of an angular fluffy brush, if you can see it there, and just tap into the black and pack it right on the outer corner there. And then again, just place and do little blending motions. Black can very easily get out of control, and that's not what we're looking for here. See, it could be that Anastasia shade that I laid down. Sometimes it doesn't like to cooperate with other eyeshadows. But it's important to learn how to play together in the schoolyard. So I keep just forcing them to like each other. After that's haphazardly placed there, I'm going to go back in with the M321 brush to run it along the edge of where those other colors are. Now I just like to look straight on at my mirror with my eyes open and see if I like how everything's blended, and then kind of go back in and fix it up a little more. Okay, so I'm going to go in and cut the crease because that's all we're going to do for the black dark eyeshadow colors. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Peach, and just take that with my e.l.f. concealer brush. Good, because we're using it for concealer. Now I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand here, just a scotch, and just kind of carve out the front of where I'm going to want to put that lighter shade. Now if you have a white eyeshadow primer, you can absolutely use that here. And I'm just using this brush also to try and blend out the edges. So now I'm going to go in with my Bare Minerals Loose Pigment Shadow in Velvet Lavender. And I'm just going to put that all over the cut crease using my Sonia Kashuk small eyeshadow brush. So this shade is more of like a light purple lavender kind of shade as opposed to like a stark white. But I think it looks really, really nice bouncing off the gray. And this is one of my favorite shades. Just going to go back in with my M321 brush and kind of tap over the edges of where the light shade meets the darker shade, and just tap because it'll kind of blend it together a little. So for my inner corner highlight, again, a Bare Minerals Loose Pigment Shadow, and this one is in the shade Moonstruck, and it's just a very, very bright white shade. And I'm just going to use the same Sonia Kashuk brush. I don't want to blend this too far into the lavender color. I kind of want it to stand on its own right here. So I'm just doing small circles to blend it in place. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Super Precise Liquid Eyeliner and put on wings. This is difficult. I gotta put my legs up so I can try and do this on frame. I'm still not very good at doing eyeliner, so it's like impossible for me to try and like do it on camera. They're not perfectly even, but they're even enough. That's like the story of my life so far. So I'm just going to take a clean makeup wipe and clean up underneath my eyes and around the edges, because as I mentioned earlier, I just want it to be a nice crisp line. So I'm going to leave the eyes for now. I'll come back to them after, but we're going to move on to the face now. I want more of a matte finish to my skin, so I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I'm just going to take a little bit of that between my fingers and press it into my skin. So I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. Infallible e.l.f. You're not e.l.f., you silly goose. I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation in the shade 420. Take a couple squirts. Like, there's no way I'm that close to being done it. I feel like I just bought it. Penguin's hair gets everywhere. I'm literally not kidding. So I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. 40... why do I keep saying e.l.f.? It's not e.l.f. I've used one e.l.f. thing this whole video. I'm going to be using the Sephora 45 Multitasker brush. and just to apply that layer first, and then I'm going to go in with my Real Technique sponge after and finish it up. Okay, update on the foundation. I am basically out of it, but I did get the cap off, so that's good, or the thing. So I'm just going to rub it on my face instead of pumping it, because that's not working clearly. Did I get foundation everywhere? Absolutely. And I'm applying a little bit more foundation than normal because I am going for more of a faux glam look. Plus I didn't really like the way that brush was applying it. Switching to a sponge. So moving on to concealer, we have the Elf 16-Hour Camo Concealer again in the medium peach shade, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that underneath my eyes. So just a little boop boop, boop boop, and a little boop boop, boop boop. And I'm going to put some of that in the forehead as well, just to help brighten, and down the nose. Just to help brighten things up. And again, this is the Real Techniques blending sponge. Like it always is, but clean. I guess it doesn't look clean anymore. It was clean. And I'm just pushing that up against the line that we cut earlier. People say you get this face when you're doing your mascara, but I swear I get it when I'm trying to blend concealer around eyeshadow. Like, I hate doing my eyeshadow first, but especially today when I was using those loose pigments, it's just like you can't risk it. Like, imagine doing your whole base and then using that gray shade and having it fall everywhere. No, I can't imagine that. So I'm going to be setting my whole face today using the Coty Airspun powder in Naturally Neutral. And I'm setting everywhere because I do want more matte skin. And I'm using the brush to itch my nose because for some reason my face always gets so itchy when I'm putting makeup on. I don't know why, but just like right here. So for my blush, bronzer, and highlight, I'm going to be using my Kiko Milano Holiday Palette. I'm going to be using the bronzer, this matte, I dug my finger into it. Okay, the matte blush, and then that more golden highlighter. No, I feel like I should have more of an icy highlight with this look. I'm going to get my icy highlight. I'm going to be using my Flexitarian Highlight Super Shock Cheek from ColourPop. This one's very icy white shade. So I'm going to put that on first, and then I can use my blush to blend it in. So I'm just going to do it with my finger and then blend it out with my sponge. Using the bronzer shade, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques blush brush. I don't use it for blush. I use it for bronzer because I'm a rule breaker. And I'm just gonna put it on my cheeks and on my temples. And then using this Danielle blush brush, going back in with the matte blush that I just dug my fingernail into. I want to focus it kind of up here a little bit. I've been liking that recently. And again, I'm blending over top of my highlighter to try and blend it in a little bit more. So now to finish up the lower lash line, I'm just going to be taking that R39 brush from Morphe, and I'm just using whatever is left over on it and running it underneath my lash line because I don't want too much down there. So again, this is just the brush that I used for the second shade up here. And I'm going to go in with my NYX Slide On Glide On Stay All Day liner in Jet Black, just on the lower lash line. You know, I say I didn't want too much on there, and then I add black on black, blending it out again with that same R39 brush. So I'm going to put on my setting spray before I do my lipstick and my mascara so that my mascara doesn't run. And I'm going to be using the Catrice HD Active Freezing Spray. Just a few spritzeroos of that. For lashes, if you like falsies, you can absolutely use them for this look. I hate falsies, and I can't wear them for more than like 2 hours, so that's not ideal for this. So what I really like to do is use a mascara primer. So this is the Voluminous primer, and I like to pair it with the Voluminous Original Black Mascara. I love them. This is my all-time favorite mascara, and the primer just makes it so much bigger and brighter and lashier. So what I do is I just take off the edge, and it is white, so I just put it on as if I'm doing my normal mascara, and then I get creepy white lashes. And then while it's still wet, I will go in with my normal black mascara. So don't worry about the white because it does dry either clear or black. I truly don't know. I just know that you can't see the white after. So once I have that done, I just take a clean spoolie and run through it just to separate the lashes a little. So you can see how full it made my lashes look. This is just a great alternative for if you can't wear lashes, or you just don't like lashes, or you're not good at putting lashes on like me. So to finish this look off, I'm going to go in with my lipstick. So I am, like I said earlier, using this bright lipstick. It is the Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color in the shade Fashion Legacy. It's by MAC, and this is just a true red. Now if you have a liner, you can use a liner. I don't have a red liner, so I'm not going to use it. So a great tip that I have for you when you're wearing lipstick is to take a tissue once you apply one full layer and blot it down. Try and get as much of it off as you can. You can do this with normal lipstick or liquid lipstick. And then once you blot it down, you can go in with another layer and then blot it again, and that makes it stay on all day long. And blot it down again. Alright, so that's the end of today's classic Christmas look. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you recreate this look, make sure to let me know or send me a picture. I would love to see what you guys come up with. Be sure to check back next week for my next Christmas inspired look. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up down below, as well as hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see a new video here every single Sunday. And click the bell next to it if you want to be notified of all my future uploads. I hope you guys are all having a really great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!